All right, everybody, it's time to fucking die. I am so proud to be here, ladies and gents, boils and ghouls, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Joabba proudly brings to you the tag team champions of the world, Joabba and friends. What's going on, everybody? Do a quick roll call. How y'all doing, man? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Can y'all hear? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm proud to be here too. Alrighty then. I'll take that as a let's move on with this damn thing. So let's say what's up, man. Joker, what's up, dude? Evan, Megan, Iron. Everybody's got nicknames. If you got a nickname, you've made it to the inner circle of death. I see Missy, Miss A, not Miss E. I saw Hey, Miss Anthropy, Eric Strickland. What's up, dude? Loud and clear. Evans, I think I just said that. Who else is here? James G. Warrior. Let me get a ooh. All right, we in the spirit world. A-hole. What's up, dude? Never more rules. How you doing, homie? Aaron, get back here, dude. I got to get you up on here, man. I need you right meow. Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a call for you, Mr. Herman, a.k.a. Aaron. Aaron, get up here. I sent you the keys. Walk on in. Who else is here? Asher. What's up? Zach. All right, man. We've gathered here today. Oh, that reminds me. I just need Aaron to come up here. I need Aaron to come on up. The price is right. 69 cents. Everybody, we're here. The flyer's up there. This is what we're fucking doing today. Today, we're going to talk about VLKOSLAK. VLKOSLAK. I've been practicing. I got nervous. That's why I fucked it up. But I tell people it's like saying VLKOSLAK, but take out the vowel. VLKOSLAK. And I'm sure there's a much more proper way to pronounce it, and we're all going to get schooled. We will be schooled. You are in class. What's up, No Balone? Every time I see you, I'm like, No Balone! What's up, No Balone? East Coast. Do we have East Coast and West Coast and Third Coast? Is everybody here? All right, here we go. I'm going to give him a second here to get prepped. He's getting his seat ready. I'll wait till he sits down. Okay, let's get to it, guys. I'm going to bring the man here who's responsible for all this even happening in the first place, because he was able to help an artist to bring to physical format, to fruition, this art project, this art piece of art. His record label is Goat Throne Records. If you all know him, I'm sure you're going to be happy to see him. And if you don't know him, well, hopefully you'll get to know him, especially his fucking label. That's the important part. Get to know the fucking label. But let's bring him up here on the stage, man. Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. What's up, man? How you doing? Can we hear you? There we go. I got you. I'm all right, man. I'm excited. I've been prepping for this. I've got notes. I've got notes. And real quick, before you give us the 411 on this, I just want to say thank you for sending me the copy. I think it arrived either this morning. I think it arrived this morning, unless you have a tracking that says yesterday. But I want to say if it wasn't yesterday, it was this morning. And that's great it did, dude, because I had this software thing where I was going to go all pro and do my black and white shit where I can put my recording software up on the screen on the side and play from it and live stream a recording software thing with all these clips and all this shit I made for audio. And it didn't want to work. So if it wasn't for this, I would have had plan C, but this is plan B. This is the easier way for us to enjoy what we're going to do tonight. And so thank you for sending me the CD. We will be listening to the music after all. Thanks to you. Nice. You made it way easy. Thank you.
Dude, yeah, I have you covered on the copy for sure.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. And I told you there's a few I need to order from you anyway, so I'm gonna bother you again. Another shipment. Anyways, so everybody, this is Aaron. Aaron, tell us about this album. Mates, you don't have to talk all the details, but whatever you're comfortable with letting loose. Why, when, the quick spiel of that.
No, so I'd like to talk more about mine and Ryan's relationship, actually.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
But dude, I just remember us like jamming out a fucking Black Jackal show in Houston with like 12 people there.
Okay.
And
yeah, Black Jackal,
dude.
Yeah, Black Jackal's out of San Antonio. For those of you in the chat who don't know, they're a good band. And then?
Yeah, I just seen them at like different shows and swap meets and stuff like that, and
yeah.
And I guess he just wanted for me to help him release this, and
okay.
That's another thing. Like him and Joe from Necroblade, they kind of trap you at a show. They're like, "Hey, dude, let's do this." I'm like, "Okay." But it's kind of really cool when somebody goes to you like that, like they trust you.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's neat, man. And that's like in anything in life, if someone is excited to bother you for fill in the blank, record my band, release my album, fucking restring my guitar, fucking do my deck, my roof, whatever. Like, that's because there's some kind of experience, and your what do they say? Your precedes you. Your
your reputation
precedes you. Thank you for finishing my sentence. Sentences. Okay, that's pretty close. Sorry, it's an S word. Definitely an S word. Yeah, so that's great, man. And I would, of course, reciprocate that feeling because I encountered your label, organically.
Yeah.
And I'm in the RGV, everybody. I'm in the RGV, which is about 5.5, 6 hours away from this man. And I'm about 2 hours away, 2.5, 2 hours away from Corpus. I'm about an hour and 15 away from proving I'm an American just to be in Texas. That's how south I am, dude. You have to prove you're an American to go to the big shows, right? And
come on now.
Yeah, it is, dude. You got to press Checkpoint Charlie, man. And honestly, and so anyways, I'm like outside of the loop. The big cities, all the cities are kind of always ahead. You know what I mean? So I came into the game late. I showed up late to the party, and I liked what I saw, man. I saw the logos. There's several different logos. One of them looked like Dark Throne. I was like, that's a cool logo.
Yep.
And I don't know if you still have those stickers, but they rule, man. You should get those out there. Those are cool.
More.
Yeah, those are cool stickers. And anyways, and the list was pretty badass. I saw the catalog, and there was some really good bands. And I placed an order, and I got a bunch of extra shit out of it, too, which is super cool. You're very promotion heavy, which is pretty cool. And I think you had a thing, buy two, get one, or something you had going on at some point. I don't know if you still do that. But some promotion, I scored that. I scored a couple extra tapes, and fucking really, really cool. And then I get to meet you through the Hexea release, and I was really pleased to meet you personally because, it's a thing, man. You can meet people who shred or people who have money and have labels or they're good at something and popular for something. But if they suck as people, I'll just stay away. You know what I mean? I don't care that much for bullshit like clout and whatever. I don't care about that crap. But I do like good experiences, and it's hard to have a good experience with a shitty person. So it's good to work with you, man.
I agree.
It's good to work with you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And thank you. And that brings us to this. Everybody's here. Okay, so tell us about this album, and then we'll bring them up right now and give you the old boot.
Well, dude, bring them up.
Wait, this is my show, motherfucker. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to tell everybody where to find this album, and we'll bring you back up, and we'll do like a three-way. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on. I did that wrong. I forgot where I'll bring you back up at the end, and we'll do a three-way.
Oh!
Yeah, I forgot where I was for a second. So go for it.
So it's on Bandcamp at GoThrone and GoThrone website. Every order on the website will have a Bandcamp download.
Okay.
So that's
What's
digitally, tape, CD. Yeah, it's all there.
So GOAT goat. T. So two T's because it's GoThrone. .com.
E. Sorry.
Yeah, I got you. .com. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
Show, is that right?
Oh, fuck, I can't see that, dude.
GOATthrone.com or is it records.com?
No, GoThrone.com.
.com. There we go. I couldn't remember if it's records or not. All right, so everybody, just keep in mind this is where you're gonna get it, and it's out now, man. You know how this shit goes, dude. These things fucking fly.
Get the tape and CD.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the artwork on the tape, man. We're gonna talk. Ryan's gonna show this to us in a little bit. So,
good.
Aaron, thank you for helping him out. Thank you for helping us out, us
man.
Musicians. Right?
For sure.
And
I like you guys.
What's that?
I like you guys.
Thanks, man.
I mean, I can't help it.
Thank you. And we like how
but I'm soft in that area sometimes.
where it matters. The man is soft where it matters. Damn it.
Yeah, fuck it.
And yeah, man. So if you're here at the end of the show, we'll bring you back. Like I said, we'll do a. Like I said, I'll bring you back. We'll do a three-way.
Oh!
And end the night. So all right, dude. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll call you back in a little bit. All right.
Yeah, dude. Hey, so
right.
Ryan does have the only red cassettes available.
Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Show and tell. All right. See you in a little bit. All right. So that was Aaron with GoThrone Records. That's the ticker. Let me see. I got to do it backwards because my hand moves the opposite way. GoThrone Records. Pick it up, please. For all you maniacos passing through or living in the Houston, the 713, and who knows how many other fucking zip codes they have, go here, everybody. Sound Exchange. Strongly recommend it. I love that shop. I strongly recommend it. I actually have a video. Noelia and I did a promo video some time ago. And let's see. Yeah, we did a video some time ago promoting it. They paid us millions in royalties to do a commercial, so you know how it is, right? We had to do our part. Exea shops at Sound Exchange. It's official, everybody. So let's move on with the show. So this is, let me see. Let me put this thing back on here so y'all can see it. Right here. Bwah. So Ryan VLKOSLAK, and he's going to help me pronounce it. He's going to help us pronounce it much better. But fucking fantastic band. I am privy to some of the BTS, behind the scenes information on the production of this album. I've been kind of tracking it in its fruition piece by piece, as he's been stacking little elements here and there, getting really inspired and being like, dude, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on that. He's going to tell us all about these cool concepts and things that he put in. We'll play you some jams. There's 3 jams that really, really, really stand out for me, and I'm going to for sure play those 3 songs in their entirety. And I'll let you guys go get the fucking album and hear the rest of it on yourselves, on your own damn selves. I'm sure someone out in the world of YouTubes is going to rip it and put it up there, which is actually a fucking honor. I love it when people do that. So I'm sure you'll see it coming up soon. And again, I am DJ CHRISTCRUSHER. And we're here to talk about VLKOSLAK. So, here's the album again. Let me take this thing out. This is more of it's an interview. It's also a review, a re-interview, if you would. And I think it's interpretations. Everybody has their own interpretation. So whatever I fucking say, whatever my opinions are, it's just take it with a grain of salt. Everybody has their own preference to the type of extreme music that they feed their brains with. You know, that they get inspired to. You know, some musicians. Some bands are a musician's band, and some bands are like a fan's band. We'll talk about all those details and all those things. It was a real easy experience for me to like this album. Let me just start off saying that. I'm going to tell you that this album, the person involved with creating this album, it naturally, it matters. When you have a young 16-year-old, wild soul, who's filled with fire, and, wants to play it real fast and be real fucking crazy, they're going to write something that's going to reflect that, It's that youthful power and all that. And you get really profound experiences listening to those kinds of productions. The same way for me, the sharpened steel of experience, steel blades sharpened with experience, can produce fucking fantastic productions that are more specific, have more intent, are more focused with a certain color, a certain style. It gets more detailed. Things like the type of distortion, the type of equipment, the type of tempos, the riff. It isn't just like this wild explosion of like, man, I'm so excited because I learned how to play the guitar and I hear my first songs and here's my first album, and that's fun too. Some of the greatest albums ever were made that way. Some of the greatest albums that we've ever experienced were written by young wild stallions, and but at the same time, again, you have your veterans who've already done all that shit, and at some point, they end up getting to a comfort level with producing albums and writing music that, in many cases, is so confident of itself that those who do happen to like it are really gonna dig it. Like, you're gonna know, this motherfucker likes bang, 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 and he's probably listening to bing, 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 bing. And you're probably right. That's like years of developing a taste for the craft. So this guy's a vet. He's been in quite a few bands. Morbid 666, Discarnate Horizon. He's been in a lot of other bands, like filling in, drumming, and he's just released an album recently in Tartar. I can't remember the name right now. I've been focusing on VLKOSLAK that I saw the stuff and I was like super stoked about it. But he's gonna tell us about those later on. And Nither was another band that actually was probably one of the first recordings of his that I ever heard. And oh yeah, look, here you go. Look, here's one of his bands. Hell yeah! And I've seen him perform with his band quite a few times. Shared the stage quite a few times. It was pretty rad. Yeah. What was I saying? So yeah, he's a vet. And it's funny. I'll bring him up in just a few minutes. But the first time I ever met him, and he's gonna remember this, is it was a show that I was at. I don't know, and he'll correct me. I don't know if it was the Hexea show or if it was a different show. If it was that show or the Pentagram. The Chile Pentagram show. I'm not sure which one it was, but he was there and he was standing by the door and I was like, oh, this motherfucker looks like Nocturnal Culto. I was like, damn. And, anybody who knows me, I'm a bit of an extrovert, so I don't get nervous. I see someone, if you look like Nocturnal Culto, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be like, hey. And sure enough, I was like, Míralo, pinche Nocturnal Culto. And he's all like, yeah, man, I get that all the time. Dude, it was funny, man. It was perfect. The hair and the coat and everything. It was wintertime, so everybody was all bundled up. I was like, este vato, look at this guy. And then I meet his guitar player, buddy. And then that guy looks like Fenriz. I was like, this is awesome. You two guys, look at you. It's awesome. But anyways, we bullshitted, chatted. We like a lot of stuff. He produces his own music. This guy's a triple threat, guys, girls. He's a triple threat. He writes music. He's a multi-instrumentalist, right? He produces his own shit. So like myself, and we're gonna nerd out a little bit about gear. I saw Misanthropy's in the chat. She and her husband, I think, or someone have been putting together their recording studio. That's badass. We hopefully we'll hear a little bit about Ryan's recording stuff as well. Maybe some microphones he uses. You'd be surprised, man. This recording sounds fucking sick. And the recording quality you're going to hear is not going to be as good as having your own physical copy. These things get like dumbed down with streaming and stuff. So when you get your copy, you're going to notice it's going to sound pristine. You're going to hear a little bit of twinkly sounds probably because the interwebs. Yeah. So he produces his own shit, and he's also like really good with his visuals. You know, he's very the idea of the logo, the packaging, the layouts from the CD to the cassette, you know, and the how do I say this? The level of detail is super awesome. Even in taking photos to promote the release of this thing, dude, is super cool, super fucking clever, real dark visuals, real infernal communications, if I could just if I could nickname it. Very infernal, this feller. And that shit floats my boat, man. I really, really love that stuff. He's a pretty cool fellow. He's really easy to talk to and super intelligent. So hopefully you guys will get inspired by some of the shit he says, and maybe you guys can relate to some of the inspirations that Ryan has and that I have, and that we have. We're gonna nerd out on some of that stuff. And ooh, shit! I should have grabbed that CD, but oh well. I'll grab it later. I wanted to grab some other shit that we could nerd out about, but I can do that later. Anyways, so without further ado, I want to invite Ryan up on stage. So if we can bring it on down and then cue the music. Boom! There he is, everybody. Say hello to Ryan.
Going, everybody.
There he is. There's the fucking black metal motherfucker himself, dude. How you doing?
Not bad at all. Pretty good night so far. How about yourself?
Yeah, cruising, man. It's not as hot as normal, but not as cold as it should be.
Definitely truth. Definitely truth.
Like almost 90 degrees with no sun. Come on, man. Sucks.
We had a small cold snap, and that was pretty cool, but then it went right back to being hot.
Yeah, some mountain somewhere sneezed, and we just got a little and then gone as soon as it came. So, thank you for taking time to fucking talk with us. I've been listening to the album since you made the first single release promotion. Tell us about what that song was and how that came to be.
Sure. The song's called Hate Devour, and it's about my extreme hatred of, I guess, the Catholic Church.
I was going to say, it's very anti-Catholic. This is very anti-Catholic. Keep going.
It's basically like, I read an article a long time ago that was from a magazine called Spotlight, I believe, and they were talking about the crimes that the Catholic priests had been accused of, and it was rape and all kinds of molestation and things like that. And so I thought, well, I'm going to write a song that's just going to completely tear apart these people, rip them from limb to limb, and smear their blood on heaven's gates.
Oh.
That's pretty much the idea of it is extreme hatred towards Catholicism and everything that they've represented and all their secrets that they hold. Even in the Inquisitions, it's pretty dark shit, you know.
Yeah, they tortured a lot of people with their righteous reasons, and they fucked up a lot of people, man.
Exactly. And that's pretty much it for that song. I really wanted to convey that the song was very angry and pissed off, and that it was something that when you would hear it initially, you'd instantly recognize that this song is full of hatred.
Mm-hmm.
That was the
Yeah,
main-
hate devour, and I like how there's a chant that happens towards the end of that song where you hate devour. Dude, I can feel the intensity as you're fucking throwing it out. You know, just out of curiosity, were you alone in the room, or did you have somebody helping you with like pushing buttons and stuff as you were tracking that?
No, I was alone. I had the whole house to myself, and I was actually tracking the vocals in a bathroom, and I did that
classic.
on purpose. I actually borrowed the concept from Francisco, and
Right.
we're chatting one day about a release that he had done with Thy Feeble Savior, and I remember being so blown away by the fact that he tracked vocals in a bathroom, and I thought, well, I'm gonna give it a shot, you know, and when I did, it sounded so cavernous and great, even though it's a no-no, I guess, that you shouldn't be doing that, but like I just thought it'd be fun. But I did it in the bathroom, and I had my recording gear right next to me, so it's very like bedroom kind of black metal, I guess. But I had a picture of Dead with his head blown off in front of me the whole time I was tracking the vocals from Dawn of the Black Hearts as like the main inspiration. And I'll be honest with you,
that's heavy. I mean,
Thank you.
it can push you visually, like goddamn, and then let alone the music, right? But yeah,
Yeah, it was, man, it was it's something that I've been staring at forever, you know, the picture, and you know, sometimes I have different thoughts about it, like, wow, you know, that's kind of disrespectful to his family, but then other times I think like this is such an amazing, incredible picture, you know, even though it's dark and tormented. But
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I was piss drunk when I recorded the vocals. I'm not kidding. So I wanted to get a certain kind of performance, and my voice was sort of feeling like I had swallowed a couple razor blades, but I just like screamed with everything that I had. So I'm glad you were able to pick up on that.
yeah. Hey, and speaking of, I think, you know, for those who don't know, this is your first time tracking vocals. Is that correct?
On more or less an official release, yes, but
Yeah.
I had done it a long time ago as a kid, and that's where I kind of learned a little bit of what to do and what not to do through trial and error. I briefly sang backup vocals in a band called To Scale the Throne when I was very young in 2001, and they were a Houston black metal band that we started when I was in high school, Shane Wilson and myself. So,
Oh shit!
yeah.
Wait, what year did you graduate? What's your year of graduation?
2004.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you guys
so
are
it's
the same class or same year, I guess.
he's 2 years older than I am, so
Okay.
he graduated in '02.
Gotcha.
And we started the band. I officially joined the band in like '01, but I believe that he had the band around since like '99 or '98. He had the name for a good while, but that's when I discovered that I could do the vocals, but I've never really tried to do them. And then this is the first release that I actually did really try to push myself. So I had quit smoking. You know, I had really tried to preserve my voice and retrain it to do something fun like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, in certain scenarios, depending on, like, I don't know whether you have mucus in your throat, or if it's really dry, or you know, whatever techniques that you use, and you can feel some pain. You know, you'll feel that rasp. It's like your throat closes up on you. It fucking hurts. That could be a sign you're doing it wrong.
Yes, probably.
Or you're just not doing it enough, right? I mean, it's that, you know. So I mean, shit, dude, you got that one over me. I've done the same thing where I'll just like, fuck it, you know, I'll record my own vocals, and I did that on a Poser Hate album where I said, fuck it, I'll just do all the vocals on this EP, and I got the whiskey lozenge and loosen up the garganta, as we say over here, and you know, and it's fun because then it releases this chamber of energy inside you, and it kind of like, wow, you get pumped up, you close your eyes and you feel your fucking face turn black, like, you know what I'm saying? You just morph. Exactly. And so before we get into more details on the album, what was your first instrument?
Guitar, actually. Guitar and To Scale the Throne.
Okay, guitar in that band. Okay, okay, okay. So you weren't drumming on that, and but you did. I have seen you drum. I haven't seen you play guitar. When did the drumming start?
Almost hand in hand with To Scale the Throne, but we had a time where we were practicing at my house, and so I would jump on the drums, and I learned how to play Death Crush on drums. It was like one
Oh
of the
shit!
first songs.
Awesome.
I couldn't do the end where it was that weird blast, but I knew how to do most of it. But I'd cheat my way through it,
Yeah.
and then so from that point on, I think I started playing drums seriously. Uh, I'd say 2003 is when I really started moving
Cool.
on those.
Cool, cool. I think I first started playing drums around '05, like a drum set. I started marching, and I was doing that in school, doing the orchestral
Yeah.
and symphonic shit. But getting on a trap set, hi hats, kick drum, toms, cymbals, that kind of shit. This thing back there,
Yeah.
that was about '05, and Noelia was the vocalist for that. That was fun, also. That was badass.
That's awesome to hear.
It's a totally different thing. It's so wild. I still remember like the first few shows where I'm holding a pair of sticks. I'm a guitar player primarily, right? But I was holding a pair of sticks, like, fuck, here we go. Boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop. And you get comfortable with it after a while. Anyways, so cool, man. Like, that's it, this camaraderie that you get with other musicians. There's a lot of cool shit that you can laugh about. Everybody goes through all these aches and pains when you're learning the craft.
Yes,
So-
and I physically hurt myself after a while. All the improper techniques, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I had to break those.
Sometimes injuries kind of teach you how to play better because you're trying not to tweak that elbow or that arm, and so you're playing kind of calm as you can. And you're like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah.
if I can play fast and stay this calm, this might work. And then next thing you know, you got better through fucking up your knee or something.
Oh
That's
yeah.
happened to me before.
Oh,
So,
same. I blew out something on my knee once. Yeah.
Yeah, getting old's a bitch, man. I just got over it a couple days ago. Damn it, dude. I couldn't walk for a
man.
while. Yeah.
Oh.
Discarnate Horizon, Mobus 666, Neither. There's a lot of bands you're doing, and then this band came out. So when did this project officially start for you?
2021. I was in between writing, and we had just finished tracking the drums for the Discarnate Horizon album, and I had a blast doing that because at the time that was the best drums that I had ever tracked on a recording, and I was very proud of it, and I was very proud of the performances from all the musicians, and so after that I had a little bit of a lull, and it was where I didn't have anything to do musically, so I just thought, well, let me break out the guitar and start fucking around on some riffs and see if anything comes of it. And the original idea was that it was going to be a writing exercise. So I was going to do like 3 songs in a month and just stick to that and like write all the music, and then just, that was going to happen. And I thought, well, let's birth a demo as fast as I can,
Yeah.
I say let's with like VLKOSLAK because I feel, well, I call it VLKOSLAK, but I think the pronunciation is VLKOSLAK. It's a
VLKOSLAK.
Hungarian word. Yeah, it means the undead.
Oh shit,
So,
cool. All
yeah,
right,
it
it means the undead, guys. That's fucking cool.
But I did like Velcro sock. That was pretty fucking funny.
I didn't say that. Someone else. I think I think Carl couldn't see the letters on the screen. He said that. It was fucking hilarious. I was like, it's hard to say. VLK. You got 3 consonants in a row, dude. That's hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I was like,
oh, it's a weird. It's actually taken from Dracula, the novel Dracula.
oh,
Yeah.
like it's in the book in Bram Stoker's. It's written in there.
Yeah. So there's like they call these beasts or creatures that live in the Carpathian forest like Frolok, which was the original band name, but I changed it to fit the stuff that I'm doing with other projects. I go by the name VLKOSLAK or VLKOSLAK in those projects, but in this I just wanted to make it like a solo kind of thing. And but yeah, the Carpathian forest is where all these monsters live. So the things that went bump in the night, they would say like, well, what the hell is that? And I just thought it'd be fun to have a character like the undead possessed in somebody, and then you'd be able to write it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking sick.
And,
All that lore and stuff already sets a stage for like a certain kind of like mood, certain kind of like you're already preparing the listener, like damn it, here we go. There's gonna be forest, it's gonna be night, there's gonna be fire in the dark, there's gonna be moons, there's gonna be beasts, there's gonna be blood. Ow, you know what I mean?
yes,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and it's in there, dude. It's in there. There's even a little bit of technology, a little bit of killing technology, if all puns intended. And totally like the overall the theme of this project, or at least this album so far in this project, right? Because shit can kind of evolve over the years, as we say, right?
Sure.
So let's talk about this real quick. I want to kind of do two things at the same time. I want to talk about each song and then talk a little bit about what went into it. If you want to get into technical stuff, because you know me, dude, I'm the gear nerd, and I love that stuff. You are currently in your studio. Is that where you're at?
Yes, I am. I'm in the very back of it. The computer's behind me here.
Yeah.
Then
Cool.
There's some monitors. I'm basically right here, so I can press the space bar to start tracking.
Oh shit. Okay. Hey, I got a tip for you, man. So what I do, and you should be able to do it on your laptop, is just score yourself a second keyboard, a wireless Bluetooth one or whatever,
Yeah.
and put it on a stool next to you.
Oh shit. Okay.
That way you don't gotta like fucking get yourself a pinche sciatica breakdown trying to just like hit that button or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I learned that one too, because like I would have my computer on the other side of the room, so it's like fuck, I click, run and sit down and like oh shit, and like you're trying to like squeeze by the wall and shit. I just hit that second keyboard.
Yeah.
The headphones, oh fuck, it gets stuck on a stand. Doing. Yeah, that's dangerous, man. Fucking bump over all the mics, real badass. Yeah, the wireless keyboard. Yeah,
I'll remember that. That'll be good. Yeah.
Even the cheapest fucking $20 pawn shop, whatever, just so you can go start and stop. Undo, Control Z, return to 0, go again.
Yeah. I mean, there's just some things that are like so obvious that when you look back and you're like, man, I was living life really hard. Why was I doing that?
Yeah.
That's been the story of me for a long time.
That's why we're here, man, and that's another thing why I like doing these gear chats. By the way, this is secretly a gear chat, everybody, because people who most metal and extreme music listeners, we dabble. We dabble in the dark arts at home. We'll have our guitars, record riffs on our phones or whatever, and a lot of people, I believe, are more inclined to maybe produce their own shit too, as long as if only they just knew, like, oh, listen, it's much easier than you think. You just need like this little box right here and plug your guitar into your computer, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's free this, there's free that. It's just sometimes if only they were told and helped out. We could be the reason for the next greatest album that gets recorded. So.
Oh,
someone's
for sure.
gonna thank you, motherfucker. They're gonna thank you for your tips.
And that, like when you were talking earlier about when we first met, it was actually at your show at the White Swan.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It was the Hexea show. Okay.
Yeah, and I had seen Noelia share some of the music, and then I think she said at one point like, I did vocals in this, and I was like, really? And I clicked on it, and this must have been in like October or November.
October.
Okay, October.
It was like right out, like October 12th. I don't know. I got a number like that in my head. October 20th, something like that. Anyways,
that sounds about right. Like right before Halloween, and I remember I was by a fire that I had made in my backyard, and I took a chance and clicked on it, and I was blown the fuck away by the ferociousness of the band. But when I met you in person, I was very excited to meet you because I had an inkling that you were kind of like me, where you were a multi-instrumentalist and songwriter and producer and stuff. And so when I got to chat with you, it was like, oh, sick. My intuition was right. Now, I know that it's Noelia, that's her project too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I knew that you were behind the scenes at that point because I had started to get
Yeah.
to know the band a little.
Yeah. Yeah. That was when I was just doing the drums and the solos, and Noelia was writing and recording all the guitars, or as far as performing them, But I was the one, also like engineering the mics and all that procedure.
Yeah.
What kind uh, like system do you use? I mean, are you using like an interface that has like multiple channels? How many do you use? Like, help people.
Sure.
Tell them what you use. Yeah.
I have I don't think you can see it, but it's a Scarlett interface. It's actually right here.
Okay.
And it's only got 8 inputs.
Okay.
And that's really it. And I use a Microsoft computer. Actually, this is a HP computer.
Cool.
And I have Cubase on it.
Oh yeah. Emperor recorded anthems and forward on Cubase, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I had teamed up with a couple of musicians to do some records, and they all had Cubase, so I just figured I'd jump in with Cubase as well. That's why I bought it.
Yeah.
But it's served me well, and I'll be honest, like how you had mentioned earlier, I think if more people had this technology, that they would be doing more with music. I know a couple of musicians in Houston that I would love to see them continue, especially drummers and stuff. And and I think that if you got theoretically something like this, one would want to engage with it more and try to record with it.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know what an interface is, it's basically like a rack-mounted box. It's a box that you can either put on a shelf, or you can put in like a shelf that has like racks in it where you can kind of suspend it in a shelf, or you can just put it on a table, whatever you want. But anyways, and it's like the thing where you plug the microphones into, right? We just call it an interface. It's what brings the microphone signal into your computer, and it does that through the USB cable. So it's got a USB cable like a keyboard does, like a mouse does. Or you plug that into your computer with a USB, and the microphones plug into that thing. And so that's how your computer hears your sound. You use a Scarlett. I happen to use a Scarlett as well. We should get endorsed, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think we deserve it. Anyways, moving on. So that's cool. And so 8 is your max simultaneous. Like that's your max input that you can do at once. 8 channels at the same time.
That's correct, yes.
Wow, dude, that album with 8 channels, that's really good, dude. The drums is really what kills all the channels. You got a snare, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, kick drum. That's 5 already. So that means you probably used a left side of the kit, a right side of the kit, and a middle mono?
Yeah,
You used the mono cable?
I did the mono like in front. Well, yeah, I guess that's how it worked. I mean, I did actually everything mono in the program, but I did have a condenser mic in front of me while I was tracking. So I had 2 on either side, and then I had 1 in front of me. And I was trying to remember a technique that you had told me about, but I couldn't replicate it.
Mm-hmm. You'd need at least 1 more mic. Yeah.
Right. That's well. So my kit isn't really that large. In fact, I only use 2 toms, kind of like in the jazz sense.
Okay.
So I had 2 mics on the kick, 1 inner and 1 outer, and I only had 1 mic on the snare. But the overheads picked up that snare really well. It's a technique that I'm trying to get more familiar with miking the bottom of the snare drum.
Right.
And then I had 3 overheads, 2 kick drum mics, 1 snare, and then 2 toms. So that's all 8.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Wow. Pretty cool. Yeah. There's a 99 ways to slice a cat, as they say. That's the way he did it. I'm sure other people in the chat who record drums probably have their own methods. Let me see. Kyle here, I think he mentioned something. I have a Scarlett thing in my jig. It says, but I still prefer the old Fostex, man, the 8 tracks with the cassettes. Right. Or then they did the I have a Yamaha that I had for the longest time. That's like my stepping stool into this whole thing was a Yamaha AW4416G, which is a 8-channel, which I then added a card that had 4 more channels, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But it had automated drawbars, but you could save scenes, and it had a built-in like hard drive, and there's no waves. It's just like elapsed time. Like it was that little LCD screen was not.
It's fantastic. Though.
Yeah, there was an undo button, which is great, and rewinding you'd have to like you're doing tape, jogging forward and backwards. It was trip. It was like a hybrid of old school and new school put together. Let's see. Paul says I use a Boss BR 900 CD. Damn it. Yeah, those are pretty cool too. I think that's the one that has the hard drive. Paul, is that the one that has a built-in recording memory on it? I think it is. It's Mike V proof. Oh, okay, it's child proof. All right, cool. Mike V. I don't know if you know Mike V. He's our homie. I really want to get a Tascam digital 4-track. I mean, at the end of the day, all records go down to 2 tracks, the left and the right. Yep. So, I mean, 2 is all you really need if you go live, but it's impossible as a one-man band, right? You can't. You're not like pulling the strings and the trombone and the slide whistle while your fucking knees are playing the bass drum and shit. That's not the way it works. Imagine that for black metal.
Real and just screaming, because it's like, or maybe it's like the end of Hellraiser where it's like Jesus wept, and you're just pulled apart.
You're just flapping around like a fucking bird out on fire. Hilarious. Yeah. So anyways, okay. Yeah. So anyways, multi-tracking. That's how we did it. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna skip to track 2. I'm gonna play tracks 2, 4, and 6. 2, 4, and 6. Those are my. I mean, that's almost the whole album already, right? But to me, those are my personal picks. I like them all. Those are the ones that, to me, track 2 is called Dread's Den, the Shroud of Torture, the Shroud of Turin, which is totally debunked. Let's talk about the concept behind that song, and then I'll hit play on the player, and we can start jamming out to this fucking album. What do you say?
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
All right, so tell us about that.
The song came about when I was watching a Netflix documentary, World War II. And unbeknownst to me, I had already been familiar with Dresden, which is what Dresden is. It's a German town. And it was bombed by the Americans and the British. But it was rumored that the town didn't have really any need to be bombed. Kind of the darker side of history, that it was obliterated, and they
collateral damage.
Oh yeah, and so the documentary had all these first-person accounts of what happened in the city, and it was absolutely horrendous. It was, firestorm, tornadoes, and the oxygen was sucked out of the air. People were melting in the streets. People in the bomb shelters were turning into like a green hue because they had been subjected to so much heat. It's like a liquid that was on at the bottom of your feet. But there were people that survived, and so those people, talked about how that finally now the Americans and British had blood on their hands just as much as the Nazis did. So as I was watching the documentary, it just was absolutely horrific to think this whole concept of war is hell on earth. It's literal torture and torment. And it's kind of strange when you look at the enemy and you see the enemy as human as well. And then you realize that those were a lot of people's grandmothers, daughters, fathers, that had all perished like that. And the incendiary bombs they used were so new at the time that they didn't know what was going to happen. So they bombed the living shit out of this city. And even the people up in the plains were like, I don't morally feel comfortable with this. And they were just told, shut up and do your fucking orders. And so, the VLKOSLAK concept is that this demon escapes hell and finds out about the terrible humanity that is on this planet, and inhales death's void, and it becomes stronger. So this is the first instance of that.
All right, cool. So let's check out this jam right here, and we'll be back. Here's the second part that fucking kills. And the fade out. Hell yeah. And there's a little bit more stuff that happens right there, but we'll pause it for a second. Dude. So, everybody, y'all hear that, man? Did you hear that? So, that was all recorded all by you in that room that you're in, right?
Yeah, drums, guitar, and bass, yes.
Okay. Yeah, the quality came out fantastic, dude.
Thank you, my friend. That's awesome. Thank you.
I noticed someone caught on to something, and I don't know if... Oh, and by the way, everybody, if you all have like gear questions and stuff like that, I'm starring your questions so that I can bring them back towards the end after we kind of get through all the specificities of each song. We'll double back and we'll throw these questions at Ryan. And if you're not here to hear his answer, just check it out on the playback. And hopefully you might get some insight, some cool shit. So yeah, ask your questions. If we don't get to them, they're coming at the end. No worries. Okay. So 8 tracks on the drums. I imagine, how many guitars did you use for that? Are you using 2?
Yeah. But there's basically what you're hearing 4 guitars all at once.
Okay.
So I mixed them in a weird way. Like there's two. Well, there's technically 2 guitars, but there's 4 guitars. So 2, 1 with one head, both rhythm and the other rhythm, and then 2 another head, both rhythm and the other rhythm.
Okay, like a A and a B. 2 A's and 2 B's, basically.
Yeah.
Amplifier A and amplifier B. So what were those 2 amps you were using?
I was lucky enough to really just have them from friends that they had brought over, and we were jamming. So I used an EVH 5150, a Fender. That's the more shrill one, and then the more lower end with like the fat bottom, that would be a Mesa Boogie triple rectifier, and that's actually of imprecation and Morbus 666.
I was gonna ask, what'd you say? I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh, do you mean on the guitar heads?
Yeah, that last thing you just said. I think that's what the question I was gonna ask you.
Oh, Milton from Imprecation and Morbus 666. That's his head that I used. Yeah. So
that's the Imprecation fucking evil magic is kind of like inside your album too. Oh shit.
I got lucky enough to get over, and I just said, "Hey, I'm gonna tweak some knobs," you know.
That's cool. Hey, so if y'all listen to Imprecation, any of the, especially I would say the last, I don't know what, 5-10 years, the sound of Imprecation's in there. Yeah, Milton, man, Milton's a fucking great riffer. He has a big sound. I mean,
yeah, he's a great friend, a good, even better musician. I mean, well, you know, I consider him a great friend as well, but he's just an all-around powerhouse. I've known him since like 2001. Cool.
And so that's part of the guitar tone y'all are hearing, right? So that's cool. On guitar tone, it's like common for I don't know, it's almost comical. The black metal guitar tone is they'll get the bass frequency and like kill it. Is did you do that?
Not really. I did cut the bass, but oddly enough, I cut the distortion more than I did really with the bass. Like I had some low end, but it's mainly mids that are in there, and I didn't I got the technique from you actually, the reamping. As I was reamping and redoing all the knobs and everything, I found a sound where it picked up better in the microphones than it did
on stage.
Exactly. And the SM57s I was using, that pretty much like gave me a great sound I was looking for. And I got lucky with the guitars. I really did. I actually wanted to put them in a hallway and then put a microphone way at the end and try to get that Krieg Holland effect. But they did the whole thing from like a microphone that hung from the ceiling and into an auditorium, and that's the guitars on De Mysteriis. That's how they did those.
There's a lot of ambiance, a lot of reverb, huge hall sound. Like that preset on your reverbs, it says hall. Okay, this was the real fucking thing they did on the... And that was actually quite a few albums, but none of them really captured it like that, like De Mysteriis Dum Satanas did. What a perfect album, right?
Yes.
So, and one other thing, real quick, before we go to the next song, I think No Balone, our East Coast warrior, mentioned something about the bass guitar, that he really liked the bass. And tell me about your. You were real stoked about that bass tone you got, man. Tell us about it.
I basically basically, but it was I just wanted a really fat low bottom tone, and I wanted it to cut through because not a lot of black metal bands do that. There
Right.
are some that have in the past that I think stand out like great, like Marduk. You know, they've done it. B War would cut through and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And then, of course, Varg from Mayhem, Dave Mysteries, he cuts through more than I think some people really give him credit for. And I love bass players that do that.
So wait. Pink elephant in the room. So you are not into the bullshit that they re-recorded the drums after they kicked him out of the band and Hieronymus died. You like that's still Varg? Because I
think that's
am
still-
honestly, I'm on that same page too. That's just between you and me. All right, don't tell anybody.
Yeah. I think that that's still Varg playing on that, and I mean, who? I guess it's a lot of rumors, especially from like back in the day, and who knows? Maybe I don't even know what I'm hearing, but I'd like to believe it's Varg. I think that'd be pretty killer if it is him.
Yeah. Puns intended.
Exactly.
What a killer tone! Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I forget where I'm at again, dude. I gotta practice more often. Hold on. Where are you? Here you go. What a killer tone!
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that bass is very much. I can kind of sense that the Mysterious Doom, because that's the thing, right? So bass, there's two main bass guitar tones. There's distorted bass and clean bass. And then in the clean bass, you have what I call twang bass, which is like a lot of punk rock basses have that twang on the bass. Then there's like a thumpy bass, which is like a Metal Blade Slayer bass guitar. You know, it's very dong 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 dong. It doesn't have that like Fender bass tone. It's different, right? And then there's the that's the clean. And then there's like a real, like you said, a very loose bottom. It's not. It's got a lot of low end. It's got a lot of bass frequencies into it, so it'll rumble your speakers, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's very pushes a lot, and it's hard to stay clear, to hear definitive like articulation when it's so woofy, so airy on the bottom, on the mix, and the fact that you were able to get that and to for the listener to experience a big sounding bass and yet still hear all the melodic runs. Good job, dude. That's hard to do, man.
Thank you. And really, my secret is I just plug directly into the interface.
No amp. Shit! So no amp. You just went straight into the bass guitar, bang, right into the. Oh.
But I used a really badass bass guitar. My bandmate in Morbus 666, David, he let me use one of his vintage BC Rich basses.
Okay.
And it's a killer. It's massive and it plays really well. But he's a big fan of getting like the crazier shapes, the really awesome
spiky
ones.
Guitars. Yeah, he's spiky guitars.
Yes.
Active bass, all the bells and knobs and all the damn buttons.
Absolutely, and it did have active pickups in it as well.
Mm-hmm. Sick, yeah. I mean, that generally helps, man. So okay, so you guys are starting to see, like what you hear. This is what he did to get that sound. So let's play a little more of the album. This next track is track 4. It's called Mors Talis es Voluptas. Mors Talis es Voluptas. That you say that. I think that's the first line of the song.
Yeah. It's as I understand, it's Mors Talis es Voluptas. It means death is such a pleasure in Latin.
Oh, this is the song, man. This is the song. So I got a couple notes on this song. This, I did with Dresden, but I forgot to mention those. Killer intro. I love that intro. I love that sample. You guys are going to pick it up. Don't say anything yet. I'll just throw a big fucking poser alert for anybody who does not instantly say what movie that's from. Big fucking poser alert for you. Again, another great bass lick. A good bass lick. Some guitar riffs, some riffs are made with the bass. So this is a great bass lick. Then there's going to be a really killer grooving riff at the end. It's kind of a formula to what a lot of your songs are. And then that fucking outro. Everybody get ready. This outro is so heavy. It's so messed up. That we're just going to, when we come back, I just want to talk about that outro. This is a fucked up outro, and it's beautiful and a little bit wrong. We'll get to it. We'll get to it right now. So let's go ahead and play the track number 4. Here we go.
Studies, that's what I've done.
this fucking riff right here, dude. Here comes that intro, that outro. Wait till this fucking outro. Y'all are gonna fucking be punished. Damn it, dude. Damn. That fucking outro is disturbing, dude. Disturbing. Disturbing. Yeah. Only death is boom.
Yeah,
and
lights out.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that it's kind of like this, it's like the sound of shock.
All the sound effects are from movies, and except for the Buddhist monk chants underneath it. So it's almost like through death you find obviously your peace. So after the gunshot there's peace, serenity, even though it's, morbid and violent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the release of the chaos of this world, huh?
Yes.
And it was crazy because when I first heard that part, and I had it on my headphones, I had it fucking loud, I was like, oh, I was like fist pumping, and my skin's tingling. I'm all. When music moves me, like it's a physical thing, right? Like, oh shit, I feel it, right?
Yeah. I feel the same way.
Yeah, goosebumps. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, then you hear his voice, and you're like, oh yeah, you picture it, right? And then it's interrupted, and I'm left with like the ooh, and then. And I'm left. I'm left to brood in the oh shit moment, and it just keeps cycling out, and then it ends with serenity of these of like,
Yeah.
which is also kind of like an allegory for like the what do you call that, defibrillator machine or whatever that like how counts your blood, your heartbeat rate, whatever,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
beep, and it's like the sound of death. It's that monotone, you know. So it's kind of like a spiritual monotone, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa. And yeah, it's pretty heavy, man. I get deep, man. I get deep. So that was pretty cool. Just so far as we've all been encountering a great hails to Demestiris Dum Satanas in different ways, which is of course one of my favoriteest fucking albums of all extreme metal.
Same,
Of all extreme
same.
metal. One of them. What do they call that? The Desert Island albums, right?
Yeah,
Is that...
I've even done mushrooms to that record, and I just like got in the mindset of it before, and it was a really cool headspace. Strange but fun.
Was it 98? I did a thing for school, like a class assignment, and we had to get lyrics from poetry or from music, and like do an analysis of it, as far as like all the technical crap, like on the poetry stuff, you know, with the rhyme, the meter, and the stanzas, and da 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 da. But then, of course, like the overall, like what it means to you, and yeah, I picked a track off of there, you know, and it was, you know, there's just so much to that album. It's, if you're a nerd, if you nerd out on it, you're gonna see a lot of layers of intensity, man, from like the way you're pulling out on the bass, you know, and then Dead and all the lore, man, that album's heavy, dude, in so many ways. So that's great.
And well, thank you, and that's the main reason why I wrote Morse Tally Says Philippus is Death is Such a Pleasure, because it is about dead suicide.
Right.
And the basically I read all the lyrics to De Mysteriis one day, and I was just kind of thinking like, well, I'm stuck, I don't know what to write, so let's look what Dead did.
Yeah.
And he started having all these great lyrics just pop out just as the listener, and you know, and you're reading it, and then what I got from it all was I realized, holy shit,
Yeah.
this guy doesn't want to be alive. Like every song is him worshiping death and literally saying, I'm going to fucking pass away, and this is it, and that's my fate. And when I hear that and as lyrics, and I know that I think some of the other band helped write or finish some of them off, but it really inspired me. So that song's literally about Dead realizing that he doesn't want to be alive, and he cuts himself and he shoots himself in the head and he finds his peace. So oddly enough, it's a suicide song that's a success because he found peace, but then at the same time, it's very kind of heavy subject matter.
Yeah,
but
it
again,
is. I mean,
the demon will inhale that and become stronger.
Well, I see what you mean. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, man. Guys, girls, this album fucking rules, man. I mean, there's how many tracks? 7 tracks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks, right? Six. So there's 6 tracks on here. It's what does this run, dude? Like 40 minutes? 35?
It's either 35 or 40, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like a short album, but as soon as it's done, I'm like left wanting to play it again. You know what I mean? Like it's just the right amount of time where it like, whoa, hey, this is a 15-minute album. Come on, you know, it's got some substance to it. You know, I think 30 plus is good. You know, for a lot of music with a lot of like weight to it. You know, because you get tired. You know, there's a lot to unpackage, and you know. So 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes is a great number for me. An hour's worth of this, after a while, would probably lose its potency. You know what I mean? For any band, you know, not just this, but I mean, like, can you imagine an hour's worth of a band like fucking Nile, where it's just like fucking 59.9 minutes, dude? No mames, dude. I would never get through that album, man. Not in one sitting, dude. I'd fall asleep, dude. It's like Dark Throne. Dark Funeral. I love Dark Funeral, dude. But when I want to sometimes just kind of white noise, like, and just pass out, I'll listen to that. I'll listen to Vobis Cum Satanas, and I'll press play, and I'll fall asleep like on the 3rd track, because it's just like, it's just a monotone of just brutality.
that fast
loses
blend.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you lose the potency of it if it's just nonstop. You know, I get tired. But this album has a really good blend of dynamics as far as like riffs that breathe and then riffs that have a lot of push to them. You know,
I'm really
so
caught that because that was the writing technique, tension and release.
yeah, very good dynamic. You know, ebbs and flows as they say. So, hell to you, man. So, um, then there's Hate Devour, which we kind of mentioned earlier. That track was also one of my favorite tracks, but you know, I kind of wanted to keep a pattern and play every other one since that's kind of how it happened to be. But Hate Devour has also some great bass licks on that one. It's got like a different timing. There's like riffs that have not your typical. I should have played that one, man. Fuck, because it's not like it doesn't. It has some tricky riffs, like some off count stuff, which is really fucking cool. Because though it's off count, it's paced in a way that it's ingestible. It's not like weird. It's just clever. It's a clever count. I like that. Hate Devour, you guys need to check out that song. There's this really cool dirgy part with like toms towards the middle or the end of the song. It's got this like tom riff that's just so fucking dark. And then of course I love that classic outro for Hate Devour. Exorcist Part 1's got so many lines in it, and when you all get a chance to listen to it, you're gonna hear The Exorcist on that one. That's a great use of that fucking movie.
When I was a kid, I saw that movie around 8 years old, and when she's, stabbing herself, and I remember thinking, "That's it. I'm going to hell. There's no saving my soul. I'm done." And I remember like going to bed and it haunting me for like a couple days after, and so it was a really iconic moment when I was young to hear that, and then I thought, well, let's just put it at the end of the song. But I did mine a little different. I actually edited it, so there's two parts, and it kind of flows together a little stranger than the normal movie.
It's got a different impact. I mean, it's a little more refined. I get it, man. It's a very good way the way you rearranged those two chants that she says there towards on that part. But how many fucking bands have used that too? I mean, let's be honest. A lot of bands. It's so good. That's such a great source of, I don't know, visualization or whatever,
Our Duke, I know, did it in Fuck Me Jesus, the demo.
Yeah.
I know that was in there. But yeah, you're right. I mean, like tons of bands.
Fuck yeah, it rules. It rules, man. So that was an honorable mention. Fuck, the whole album rules. But yeah, again, I'm playing every other song because it just happened to be that way. So tell us about the last track, Niflheim. Most of y'all in the chat are probably familiar with that whole literary concept, but tell us how it applied to this song, and what's behind this one.
This one is actually a cover from a band called Throne of Ahaz. I think that's how they're pronounced, but their album is called Niflheim, and it means hell in Latin. And I really liked that record a lot as a kid because it had the right amount of like Celtic Frost or Celtic Frost, however you want to say the band name, and then just the slower paced black metal mixed with the faster black metal. Like I'm a fan of that kind of sentiment, like Burzum, Semiel, like kind of the slower. It doesn't have to haul ass all the time. Good black metal, in my opinion, can be very rhythmic and very just mid-paced. And that's why I chose this song, as I thought it'd be a fun way to end the album with just absolute hell. And there's this riff in that song that has stuck with me forever. And in fact, it's inspired a lot of my writing. And in this version, I actually fucked up and played it twice. So the original song didn't do that. But since I love the riff so much, I just kept it in there and said, fuck it.
Shit. You did, because you could have just click, clack, and moved shit around, but you're like, nah, I'll just leave it like that.
And I didn't even know how to play the song on guitar yet when I tracked the drums. It's all click tracks.
Oh, so you did the drums first. Whoa.
How I did it was I put everything to a metronome, No metronome. But I did it at 165 BPM for most of the record, Hate Devour's at 175, and I think Niflheim's at 145. So I just put it to a click track. First, I recorded the scratch guitars for all the originals, and then I did the drums, and then the vocals and bass. But with Niflheim, I tracked it with just the drums first, and then I had to learn how to play the guitar. And there's one riff in there that just killed me. I couldn't figure it out. I'm sitting there fucking around with it forever. Yeah. And it was this one half step, and I was like, there's the goddamn...
Oh, you know, you just reminded me about something, because you being a one-man band and technically experienced allowed you to do things that were very interesting, and they kind of, if you blink, you miss them. But what I'm referring to is there's certain like transitions from, like, let's say you have riff A, riff B, riff A, riff B, and then you have riffs C and D and C and D. But when you're going from the first two riffs to like the next two riffs, the transitions from one section of a song to another many times are just, you know, for most songs, just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, next riff, right? But people will get creative, and there's a lot of different things, you know, like just to give you, everybody out there, you guys could probably in the chat, you guys have examples you can call, but I'll give you all one. Like a common thing was what Suffocation did, right? So older Suffocation stuff would be like boom, and the guitar player starts playing the next riff, and then the band just comes in with the accents, dun 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 dun, and then they all jump in, and it's transitions, clever ways to take the listener from this riff section into the next riff section. You know, shit like Sodom. You know. They just take off, you know what I mean? Those interesting moments, you know, where like a band will intentionally hold your hand and then place you in the next section a certain way. Those are always interesting. The fact that you're drumming and playing guitar means like there's this fucking tightness and between the picking and the drumming, because it's the same hand, that those intricate transitions that like, well, it's just a transition. It's not like it repeats the damn thing 4 times. It like transitions you into the next riff, are so interesting that if I would imagine that it would be really difficult for 2 different brains to be that tight unless they were like practicing all the damn time, you know. So I catch on because it happens with me too. Sometimes little accidents where, for let's say I'm writing a song and I do the riff first, and then I do another riff, and then I play them next to each other, and I listen, and I'm like, they sound so random next to each other. They need a transition. I'll figure something out, and I'm already thinking of the drums with my hand as I'm like, I know what the drums are going to be. I'm thinking of 2 instruments at the same time. So I imagine you're doing that too. I imagine you're putting these. You're not thinking of just the guitar or just the drums, but you're hearing a couple parts kind of at the same time, aren't you?
Mostly drums and guitar, big time, are the 2 that are there together. But then also the vocals sometimes. So whether it'll be like, okay, I won't do vocals there, but I'll do vocals here. Or I call it the proscriptor treatment, where like proscriptor, what he would do is he would do like 2 one way and then change the drum beat and do 2 another way, and then he'd have the same riff as over it. So it's just like this chaos. And he just, you know, and then he'll pepper in the vocals, you know, like just kind of crazy stuff, like, and that usually that's usually where I kind of go with that. It's like, the 2 will be married together. Yeah, the guitar and drums usually pretty quick. And I've heard that in your writing as well, where, you know, there's a part where you just did it just right with that drum, that or it's the stab. Trust me, where you do some really fun stuff in Hexea.
Yeah. Well, Noelia and I have really we live together, so that's where we're able to kind of sometimes do that. You know, she'll show me a riff, and then I'll play the beat to it, and then I'll be like, "Hey, why don't you go pop pop pop?" And then inside of it, and we hear it, and we can get a chance to like iron those things out. So yeah, I mean, not everybody has a chance to like iron out little fucking details in riffs. You know, it's normally just go 4 times of this one, and then it's over. You know, I'll count you in. You know.
you also have a musician in Eat the Decay, Francisco, that will sometimes come to you with full songs already finished, and then it's he already has kind of an idea of what he wants, or
Yeah.
But yeah.
And one more thing. So on as far as you being the multi-instrumentalist, there's a lot of cats who are one-man bands, but they don't play the drums. Let's say they use loops from drum machines, and you can tell the difference between somebody who's not able to produce organic, rhythmic patterns. They have to take loops and then just write riffs to the loops, and they can make great music that way. Yeah. But you're going to be limited because it's these like blocks of patterns. You copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and so you know how it goes. It's very, very predictable, very very good tools for writing music. But that's where you can take it a degree outside of that box and get interesting. So with this next track, Niflheim, y'all are gonna notice a lot of cool stuff. This intro is gonna fucking roll. It's to me, it sounds like the ocean. It does sound like water. So we can explain that a little more later. The first riff, of course, a big riff. I call a big riff. It's not a shirt ripper. This is a big, massive riff. Definite fist banger for sure. I say this track is a great black metal anthem. I almost picture fucking Iron Eagles blowing fire from their fucking feathers, It's just a great fucking black metal anthem. And the outro that closes this book, the Book of the Dead. Oh, fantastic. So let's go ahead and get into this one. This will be track 6, the final track off of your new album. So let's do it.
Yeah.
That keyboard, man. Oh. Join us. Join us. Oh!
Join us.
Bro, that fucking outro. Oh shit. There you go. That outro fucking ruled, dude. I love that. That scream, dude. And I can tell when the effect takes over, right? So the dry signal of her scream kind of fades out, but the reverb just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. Woo! It just makes it sound like she fucking the little snap of the old fingers while she's screaming in torment and dissolves into flames, and her scream is the only thing left resounding in the horn resounding. That intro's stupid, dude. I love this song. This is my favorite song of the whole album. Powerful way to end it, man. Did you struggle trying to get the order of which songs first, second, or last, or did you write them in this order?
In truth, I wrote them in the order, but I just flipped Hate Devour and Mors Talis Escolaptus. I just turned those back. So it 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, and 6 is how it was actually written. So
Cool.
yeah. I'm glad you really dig it, and I'm glad that everybody in the chat seems to really enjoy it. I see some people saying Rift City, and they like the vocals, so it's really badass to hear people that are into it.
Yeah, I mean, these are some assholes in this. Dude, if they don't like you, they're gonna throw tomatoes at you, man. So you passed the gauntlet. No, man. I mean, we're all relatively like-minded individuals. We're all very much into lots of different bands and different styles and stuff. And we might have a few of these people.
You dumb fuck.
We might have a couple of these people.
Poser alert.
But we're all still of the same feather. We all like this kind of music, and I asked a buddy of the show, what he thought of the overall sound, and this is what he had to say.
It's fucking cold.
He thought that's what he said about your album. I was like, really?
It's fucking cold.
I was like, damn. So we asked another one of our correspondents, what she thought of the album. The metal community's men and women. And we asked her, like, well, what do you think of the album? And she basically said it all in one word, man. It's shmamalo. Wait, with some fucking effects. Mamalo. This fucking album kills. Am I right or am I right, audience? Right? You guys fucking know what's up, man. Y'all know what's up. Shmamalo. Oh, yeah. So anyways, even this show, which we kind of, talked a lot about what went into this, artistically, who did the artwork for you? Speaking of visually, artistically.
He goes by the name Ivan P on Facebook, but he goes by Serpent's Cron on Instagram. And we've used him quite a bit in some of the projects that I've been in. So Discarnate Horizons cover, Undergrim Skies, was used by him. In fact, Stephen Vaughn found him first. And then we used him in Morbus 666 for a brand new T-shirt. The shirt looks killer. It looks like the Oath of Black Blood, like these skeletons on the front, and they're doing witchy shit. And then VLKOSLAK, he did that one. So, and I think Necrofire might have used Ivan at one point in time for a shirt. But Ivan's a great artist. He's quick. He's fast. He also did the logo for the band.
Mm-hmm. So that you can see it almost has like a Christoph style. You remember that guy who did like 1,000 logos for everybody, and Emperor's logo, and I forget who. As a matter of fact, just to remind everybody what it looks like, this is that's the logo. It's pretty sick.
did a killer job. He really captured the essence of what I was looking for. And it basically, I just wanted something that looked like pure fucking violence. Like, I didn't want to write a black metal record that sounded symphonic or pretty. I wanted to write a record that sounded violent, hateful, rip out your jugular. I mean, after all, VLKOSLAK is the undead, so he's going to feast off of your rotting corpse anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. The crew likes it. You know, it's a fucking evil logo indeed. And yeah, man. Let's see what else. So let me go over here to our commented starred questions here. I got a couple questions that came in earlier, and oops. Let me see. Where's the button? This is the button. Okay. So here's a question that Evan Williams asked earlier. I think we may have answered this. So what's your guitar setup, Ryan? Guitar into a pedal, into a head, into a cab?
Just straight into the cab. No funny bits, no nothing. It's raw, live, exactly how it should be, in my opinion.
So you mentioned that you were using the 5150 and the triple rec Mesa Bogey. What microphones were you using, or were you using like a cab IR that that you would capture at the end? Oh no, you said you reamped, right?
I reamped, but I used two SM57s, and then I used like an AKG vocal condenser mic, like a little further away from it. And
okay.
I kind of buried them. Like I have the cone or the speaker, the cone, and then that AKG. That's kind of how I mixed it in that sense. So there's 3 microphones on it, and then you'd have the guitars that would be kind of like crisscrossed if you were to think of it in like a 180-degree spectrum. So you'd have like Mesa Boogie, EVH on one side, and then on the other side you'd have EVH and Mesa Boogie underneath it. So it was like this weird crisscross marriage.
It's all mesh. It's all mixed together. So you don't have the one guitar signal to the left, and you're blending both sides are a blend of all the sounds, basically. Both amps, like
Spectre, he did like the wall of sound stuff. Like that was something that I had thought about with the guitars because I wanted to get that Krieg Holland, sound. So that's I got lucky really, but that's kind of the setup that I use.
Yeah, it's funny how your intent doesn't always come through, but you still get something badass at the end. So you're like, well, fuck it. That's what got me there, even though it maybe didn't sound like what I actually wanted. It still came out cool, and that's really all that matters, right?
Yeah. It's like a happy accident in a song where you fuck up in the tracking process, but then you go back and hear it, and you're like, that's even better than what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay, here's another question. Maybe he's joking, maybe he's not. But hey, are you going to take this act on the road, Ryan? Are you going to be able to play this live, or do you have plans to play it live?
I've toyed with the idea. I mean, if there's really a demand for it, then possibly. But I do stick to wanting to be a session musician more than anything because I personally get more of a thrill out of writing and recording than I do actually playing shows. And I'm not trying to sound like the Dark Throne guys or anything. It's just that as a musician, my time is very limited, and what I can and can't do, I usually tend to strive in like a rehearsal sense of like an album or writing process. That's where I like to pour most of my time. But if the demand's there, maybe I don't know what instrument I'd do. Maybe guitar, or maybe vocals.
All right, not play the drums for for a while, right? Because you've been doing that mainly.
Oh yeah, and I like the kit because I can, like how you said, if they're gonna throw tomatoes, at least I could hide behind the cymbals.
You can hide behind the singer, the guitar player, and then your cymbals. So you got a few layers of defense. You got your pawns and your rooks, and then you're in the back line right there. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's funny. Okay, here's another question. Misanthropy, who's one of the newer oncomers, who's a total badass. She is building a studio right now, like an all-out, like doing the acoustics and the flooring and the walls and all that stuff. So she's going all out. She has some intent involved. So she asked, do you have a particular interface that you prefer? You did mention earlier that you use the Focusrite, the Scarlett interface. Is that correct? Do you do that by circumstance, or did you choose that for any particular reason?
Chose it because one of the guys in Nither, he had one, and that's what we used to track the drums for Nither was a Scarlett interface. So whenever I was ready to buy mine, I just thought, yeah, I'll buy that one. And we've used Studio One, and in fact, Studio One was what we used to record the Discarnate Horizon, that interface.
And for those of you who don't know, that's associated with PreSonus. PreSonus, which is they make their boards and the Studio Live board, which is cool. I think I don't know if they all exclusively ran with FireWire, so you had to have Apple stuff.
Yeah, we had a cord issue at one point that we had to rectify on the spot with Studio. And when we were tracking, I think the Discarnate record, and that was almost 2020. Damn, time flies, man.
Yeah.
But I would say, Scarlet, that interface is one that I really enjoy.
Cool. I use that as well. The 18i20, 18, the letter I, and 20. For those of you out there, I happen to have the first generation, and the buttons are disintegrating. They're falling apart. Like something in the plastic they use, they just fall apart. So I've got like little fucking little jabbers and little plastic doodads to like poke some of the the phantom power buttons and pad buttons and crap like that. It's ridiculous, dude. But I mean, come on, man. What am I gonna do? Buy the same thing again just because it's the newer version? You know, I don't know. Who knows? I might have to someday. But you know, well, let's see. Your homeboy, this is Steven, says he's a PreSonus fan, which is cool. PreSonus is a very good brand. Joaba got its first dip into the way we do the audio through a PreSonus. That's what he was using at first, which is pretty cool. Let's see, Evan Williams states, yeah, my interface is PreSonus. It's been good. PreSonus, Focusrite, working man's gear. You know, pretty good quality, either one, I believe. My preference, I actually prefer the Focusrite, just because I like the way they're the signal to noise ratio, folks. I kind of like how a little bit quieter it sounds. You know, for the price, you're gonna get, when you turn up that input, you're gonna get less. You know, that hot signal. You get a lot less of that, and the newer ones, that second, maybe for sure the third generation, they have a button called Safe Mode, which is pretty rad. The new Focusrite ones. I don't know if you've seen that yet or if yours has it, but it's basically like a peak limiter built into the fucking interface, which is pretty cool. The second generation came out with a button that says Air, and I think it adds like some kind of like a treble excitement thing. I don't know exactly what it is. Mine doesn't have it, and and then that safe mode, which is another click, and it helps to prevent the peaking. You know what I mean? It'll limit the volume automatically, you know, from the raw dry signal, which is pretty cool. So maybe it is worth getting the newer one. I don't know. Let's see. Megan says Focusrite is great. We used that for the podcast until Lauren moved. Now it sounds like shit. The Gemini podcast. Y'all need to check it out. It's pretty cool. They talk about movies and random shit, and it just feels like you're hanging out and talking about interesting stories and lore and cool stuff. So Francisco was on there. It's pretty good episodes. A lot of good episodes on there. Check it out. So Shredbeard says, gotta check it out. Yeah, check out that interface. Is pretty cool. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot to unpack with this conversation, guys. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about our inspirations and the Mysterium Satanas. We talked about some kick-ass movies and some samples, shit that we all dig, man. And Ryan found a way to make this fucking fat 58 pounds of fucking brutality in a 2-pound bag. We just stuffed it in there, and it came out looking like this. Deuce. Hell yeah. Congratulations, Ryan. I fucking love it. Like I mentioned, and that's because I had really only heard the Hate Devour, or no, was it Morse Talus that you had, or Traverse, which was the first single?
Well, Hate Devour was the first single, but
okay.
I sent you first.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that ending. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
And you know, one more thing about that ending, though. That sound where it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's Leatherface's chainsaw at the end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, where he's at the end and he's swinging his chainsaw around.
Okay.
That's what that comes from. Yeah, that's that sound.
You know, there's no music on that part. It's just him and the girl crying and this guy yelling and and then it stops, right? Yeah. Wow. Good fucking it's great blend, man. You all these cool samples, these cool moments all are like panic and hysteria and then you fucking put them all together, man. It's so good, man. That intro, dude. Yeah, you may do some fucking movie soundtrack stuff, bro. I mean, you got a good you got a good mind's eye there. You can make a, what do they call that? Soundscapes. Great
Well,
soundscape.
yeah. I mean, I would love to do stuff like that because that, like some psychedelic records have always been really cool to listen to for that purpose because it like blends everything together. So right as you're getting out of the rock band, you get pulled into this sonic hell, and then you put right back into a rock band format. And I've always loved
All right, man. Well, I think this pretty much lays it out for everybody. Aaron, if you're still around, are you here, Aaron? You want to come back up here for a little bit? Aaron, paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a call in the front desk, Mr. Herman. Yeah, Aaron, if you're still around, man, jump on. I want to talk to you about something, but yeah, don't worry about it. If you're not, it's okay, dude. I know it's late. It's 11 o'clock. Oh, 11. Oh, perfect time to officially put the pin. Hey, get up here. Get up here, Aaron. I see you. I'm here.
I mean,
Aaron,
heaven's the reason why we all even have a great voice right now with all our music and mediums, and I can't thank him enough for supporting it. You know.
yeah, this is groundlings shit, man. Like this is like that's one thing I've loved about the extreme underground shit. You know how they say, oh, it's better to rule in hell than serve in heaven. You know what I mean? There's this cool feeling of like empowerment that we all get. I guess it's the expression of individuality and like anti-social like attitude, you know what I mean? You know, fuck the popular masses. You know, we like this crap. Your crap sucks. Us versus them. You know, that tribalist kind of thing that happens with metal communities and whatever. It's super cool, man. It's actually very positive. I got a lot of uplifting moments. You know, getting involved with the metal scene. You know, and making disgusting music.
Same,
You know?
and the nastier the better. And you're like, God, this feels so good. You know, especially as a musician when you play it.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I mean, there's a lot of different styles of music that can pull that out. You know, it's not just black metal. It's mostly black metal for me. You know, but hardcore. I mean, so one thing I always tell people, man, a lot of fucking black metal bands were not black metal bands at first, right? They came out of the hardcore scene or the death metal scene, and they turned into black metal bands. And I feel the black metal bands that came from the hardcore scene were all the bands that had the fastest drummers. You know, like Frederick Anderson was all into D-beat and crust punk and shit, and he opened the door. He was one of those drummers that like got everybody pumped up to want to just fucking go, right? You know, a Triumphator, Cethurial, Dark Funeral. I mean, to me, it was Marduk first that just showed everybody to just and just every song, just ass kicking, blasting.
And Legion's
So,
a huge inspiration on my vocals.
oh, thank you for mentioning that because there's a vocal pattern on. Let me see. I think I wrote where I heard it, but you sound like Legion in an Ophthalmia song.
Sick. Well, and I love that band so fucking much, especially that Via de la Rosa album. It's amazing.
That
I
riff.
love his.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just,
Yeah. You know what? He would scream while his mouth was closed. That was his trick. Do you know that?
oh,
So
that's
like
great.
if you practice screaming the word Monday,
Okay.
people go Monday. Not him. He goes Monday. day, like all the closed. He keeps going while his mouth is closed, and like if you listen, like it's a practice for him to maintain screaming no matter what letter he's pronouncing. So it just gives it this fucking like visceral aggression. It sounds like you're like having your teeth clenched and fucking, You're not open mouth for a vowel. Ah, ooh, ah, e, a, e. You know what I mean? It's for the consonants as well. That's heavy. That's another level of fucking singing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, calling Aaron. Call on, Aaron. Calling all Aarons to the front desk, please, Aaron. You said you were here. Jump on, sucker. I got a question for you. So, anyways, I guess we'll give him 2 seconds. If not, then fuck it. I don't want to bother him. I don't want to bother Aaron. He's probably relaxing, and I'm over here trying to get him back on the show. Anyways, do you have any other tips or points or anything that you gained from this experience that you'd like to share with anyone if they wanted to make their own album?
Actually, yeah. If you have a vision and you stick with it and you're dedicated, and you just, even if it's the smallest feeling in your chest, your heart, your cold black fucking heart,
Ooh.
may be, I say just stick with it and be persistent, and something may come from it. Because honestly, and I'm honored to be here to celebrate the release of this album, but I would have never thought in a million years just one little idea would have blossomed into what we're doing tonight. So.
Show us those tapes, man. Let me put you on solo. Let's see those. Get those as close as you can.
So this is the
go.
black. This one is the red shell tape, and I do want to make a quick shout out to Freya Ree. She's the woman behind the cover of this. She does blood art, and I loved the fact that she executed this so incredibly well. But so it's Ivan's design, but it's Freya's blood art.
Text coloring, right.
And when she sent this over, she's like, "Here you go, I did it." And it was like a couple days later after I had paid her, and then I was like, "This is amazing." And she's like, "Fuck yeah, thank you," And it's such a quick turnaround. Just bam.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Sometimes it's that's great, right? Sometimes when you overthink a project or over like grind a project, it just takes away the fun and the magic out of it. Sometimes when shit just kind of flows, this shit feels better, and then it stays fresh because it's done so much faster, and you're not all sick of listening to it. And you're not even done making the damn album. Like, ugh.
Oh, exactly. Oh my, and I know that you've sat there painstakingly with like mixes over and over till you're so sick of it. You know what I mean? Like I've done that quite a bit.
I think Megan knows Freya. She says Freya rules. Maybe she knows who that is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Does Freya have any other bands, or is she known for doing stuff? Excuse me, you can sound the alert for me because I don't know who Freya is.
No. She's just an artist. I found her because she was doing blood art, and I think her page is Sanguine Addiction on Instagram, and so she just does. But she's done blood art for so many bands.
Okay.
I mean, tons of people and a lot of well-known bands as well. So whenever I found her, I thought it would be great to get artwork done from her at some point in time. And so I just thought, well, hey, why not do the cassettes with that on the front? But I do want to mention that I got Jack to master the album. Jack Control is what I know him as, but he's done the last like 3 Dark Throne records. He's the Enormous Door guy.
Oh yeah, is that Dallas? Is that out of Dallas? Enormous
Maybe.
Door?
Enormous Door is Austin, actually.
Austin, okay. Damn.
He's teaming up with Yasuki from Nuclear War Now to do Helios.
Yeah. Wow. So he's gonna do the mastering on vinyl for this guy, I suppose, or whatever.
No. For this was done by him. But you mean Yasuki? I don't know. Yeah. I would love to know that. But Jack's really cool. Like, great person to work with. Quick turnaround too. Listens to what you want as an artist. I can't say enough good things about
That's cool. That's cool. Damn, dude, that's neat. I gotta see. I didn't know about that, and I'm like, ring the alert. I should just do it, guys. Do you think I deserve it? I deserve it. Hold on, guys. Here, because I didn't know Fred, dude.
Poser alert.
That's for me. But I'm glad I know about it now. You know, because
Yeah.
if I continue to ignore her, well, that would just
Gay.
yeah. But not anymore, man. Not anymore. Now I can fucking walk away all confident like this. Yeah. It sucks when there's cool shit out there that you don't know about, because then everybody else knows about it and they're experiencing some cool shit. And meanwhile, you're all alone over here, like, you know what I mean? You're looking at everybody having a good time and you're just, right? And you get all sad and you go to your bedroom all crying like a little wimp. Well, that's how it is, man. That's how it is.
But I will say this: hearing Joaba throughout all the years, like I started getting into it during the pandemic, and it was a great way for me to keep up with the underground. I loved being able to hear about a lot of cool shit. That's how I found out about Aaron from Goat Throne Records.
Oh,
through
cool.
Joel Francisco, yeah.
That's fucking badass, dude. Yeah, I mean, we're all fucking fortunate to have to have Aaron helping us out and just being dedicated to the craft of promotion, production, publication. It's a lot of, dude, most people take them for granted, and it breaks my heart, dude, that some people are so fucking thick-skulled and so self-centered that they don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't have to do this. That's their passion to invest their own fucking hard-earned money to release your fucking album. You know what I mean? Like, wow, dude, like that's it's a crazy feeling, man. It's an honor, for anybody to say, you know what, dude, I'll throw down whatever it takes to make CDs, DVDs, MP3s, STDs, to make them all right for your album and get them all out there. And fuck, dude, that's not cheap, dude. You have fucking Frazier crying about the cost of a CD. Well, try fucking printing 200-300 of those things, man. That shit's not cheap. Shipping vinyl, people, those motherfuckers are heavy. You get a box with 5 vinyl in it, and you compare that to a box of 5 CDs. It's not the same, dude. Shipping is a motherfucker, dude. So
Nowadays,
all that. What's up?
Shipping nowadays overseas.
Oh. Yeah, which is why a lot of bands will try to have an overseas label do it over there, so we don't have to ship them over there. They'll just like the German print, the Japanese print, the American print, Mexican print, all that's great. That's a cool way. That right there. Come on, man. If that's not a great example of how our scene is just operates, the fact that we can do that and that's normal. We expect a label is like, oh, fuck yeah, someone over there on the other side of the ocean wants to run this for us. Hell yeah, and then it becomes like this network, and all in the name of expression. And it all started with just a fucking thought that came into some dude's or girl's brain in the bedroom one day, woke up, go, oh, that's a cool riff. Boom,
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the world has it to share. That's fucking cool, man.
And I love that because if I can't play live, then maybe this will suffice to anybody that's in whatever country. That's why I love physical mediums so much. They are a huge deal to me, and I hope they continue. Streaming is definitely killing a lot of it.
Well, but is it, right? I mean, that's how we can figure that. I mean, that's how everybody's here, right? Like, we're all here, we're all able to stream this. So it's a double-edged sword. I kind of agree with you, and I kind of wonder, maybe it's a better for us.
Well, and to get the name out, it's way better, I think. But I would love the physical medium to still be like the worshiping altar of it all.
Misanthropy says, real quick, I just want all you people to know how awesome you all are. I appreciate all your creativity and your company. Y'all rule, rock on. You rule, dude. You rule, dude. Nah, man, we all rule, man. Fuck yeah. Francisco wanted to he has a song that he wrote and he wanted everybody to hear it. We're debuting your stuff. He wants to debut one of his new songs. So let's just hear this real quick before we end it. Let's it's Francisco's new song.
All right. Press it. This rules. Hell yeah. I knew that would get the chat going.
Oh! Shit rules. Yeah. That's called noisecore, everybody. It's called noisecore. It's real music. All right, that's it. Oh, what is it?
There's this one thing that Fraser had laughed once, and it had this weird cackle to it, and I was expecting into that weird, like, I don't know what it was that happened.
Fucking, oh, dude, that was scary, man. I thought his fucking tongue was gonna fall out of his head, dude. He was dying, dude. That's why he sleeps with a sleep pap smear or whatever you call that thing he puts on his face and he goes to bed with. Yeah.
So you got pap smear or something.
Yeah, it's plug it in. It runs on 120 volts. You know, it's when you can't sleep. All right. Okay, guys. So everybody, thank you. A round of applause for Ryan. Round of applause for VLKOSLAK. Just one last time. Here's the logo. Boop, boop, boop. There's the logo. And here, one more last time, is the cover art for you. Boop. There's the cover art for the new album. Look for it on, there's the ticker on the bottom is rolling across the screen. Pick it up, man. Get your damn fucking copies. There's not that many made. I want to say there's only a couple hundred, and that's it, dude. Shit sells and shit sells and hell's bells. If you don't fucking buy this album, then you know what happens.
Poser alert.
Yeah,